Chat, here we go. We got Firstkiller versus LionBlaze in our continuation of the North American Salt Mine. We are in stage 2. And Firstkiller and LionBlaze both actually coming off of the back of Game 5 losses. Firstkiller, a Game 5 loss to Diaz. So time to get excited about the new South American over in the Salt Mine. LionBlaze, but I believe a Game 5 loss to CRR. He might have won that. Maybe you guys can double check me there, but I think LionBlaze lost. We'll start a quick prediction that you guys will be able to bet on for a couple minutes before this gets in here too deep. Firstkiller, of course, coming off of a Salt Mine Stage 1 win and a very convincing one at that, but it should be noted that even in the pool play, I do not think Firstkiller went undefeated. So I think Firstkiller dropped some games and was able to turn around and make it a still very convincing win of the Salt Mine in Stage 1. So I imagine he's hoping to do a bit of the same here as he faces LionBlaze. Now, LionBlaze is the guy that he has played many times because LionBlaze has been active in the 1 scene maybe for as long as Firstkiller. The problem for LionBlaze, though, is he has existed through the entirety of the Firstkiller domination era. So I don't think he's going to feel too confident going in against Firstkiller, but maybe he'll be able to play off the tilt of a loss to Diaz right before this match. What are the odds? Chat says that the odds are heavily in favor of Firstkiller. Actually, don't see LionBlaze doing too many aerial attacks like we just saw him do. I thought that was going to be a really good sign for his chances. The submissions did close. 83% of chat, or 83% of the channel points are placed in favor of Firstkiller. And that doesn't surprise me too much. Firstkiller historically has had a ton of control over the North American scene. Interestingly, it seems like he has issues even on USC servers with players not from the US. I don't know, but you know why that is. I can't remember if he played KV1 at the height of KV1's 1v1 ability, but I think Firstkiller was already kind of out of the scene by then. But Diaz popping off, and Diaz does get a pretty decent connection to North American servers. He said he's got an 80 before, which is insane for me to hear. I barely believe it, but right now it doesn't matter what Diaz is doing because LionBlaze is trying to do it to him as well. 3-1 lead for the Lion. LionBlaze in one of his classic cars. I like that he knows what he likes, and he's stuck with it for a long time. He's definitely a red car kind of guy. Unfortunately for him, he is on the orange team. Long shot after a save, and that dash will not cure it for Firstkiller as LionBlaze up 4-1. LionBlaze another clean possession earned. Firstkiller hiding behind the ball. LionBlaze just lobs the flick, expecting him to be maybe a little bit closer than he was. Do you think LionBlaze's camera settings are weird, or are you tripping? No, LionBlaze's camera settings are a little bit different. I think they're higher and more angled down than most other players. Firstkiller tried to use the reset to push through the ball and get a bump, but didn't connect, and nothing seems to be connecting for Firstkiller right now. As LionBlaze makes it a 5-1 lead with 2 minutes left to go. All things equal coming into this match, Firstkiller definitely comes in as the heavy favorite, but I think he had a forfeit in his match right before this one, a forfeit in Game 5 against Diaz with a minute left to go. Maybe slight signs of a little bit of tilt. Hopefully something that he could shake off before too long. But it seems like that mental has shifted over into this next series. Firstkiller, full field dribble, resets, fake. LionBlaze actually almost ended up being in the perfect spot, but it does bounce its way in. It looks like Firstkiller is getting his comeback going before the end of the first game, which is a good idea. If we could get on the board right away, I think that would put us right back where we'd expect with Firstkiller controlling the series. But the problem is, if he lets this early surge by LionBlaze convert for a game 1 win, his life is going to be much tougher. LionBlaze just dunked. I don't know why he thought he could get away with that. Tried to catch the ball and calmly carry it across the net. Firstkiller's not going to let him do that. LionBlaze keeps having to cut back into the ball to play a bit of keep away. With each fake from Firstkiller, he feels the need to pressure the ball and make sure Firstkiller doesn't get a touch. Enough of those in a row. LionBlaze kind of just loses control. All that being said, it's been a battle in the midfield the past minute or so, and that's going to favor LionBlaze, who's already in the lead. He sends this one to the ceiling, just needs to rush back to the ball at this point. He kind of just dive. As long as he somewhat taps the ball and delays Firstkiller's possession, should be okay. Firstkiller sends this one high, and LionBlaze going to take game number 1 by slim margins. Firstkiller's going to try a Psycho to end it, but it will hit ground. It's GG's. It's LionBlaze, and the CRL 2022 World Champion takes game number 1. Game number 2. Firstkiller and LionBlaze. LionBlaze with a fake flick and a low 50 to put himself right back on top. I think the win condition for LionBlaze probably does look like him gaining early leads in each of the next couple games to make sure Firstkiller can never really get his head back in it. Firstkiller, a pop and air roll around the ball. Just a little bit of burst of speed is enough to catch LionBlaze off. Firstkiller undercutting LionBlaze, has to bump him to get him out of the way of the shot. Not out of the woods yet. Although now he definitely is. As LionBlaze thought, you know, as I did, that he had a good possession going, but he didn't need to try and flick over the top. When he did, played right into Firstkiller's hands, who was up for the save and the counter. Firstkiller air dribble reset, looking for the top left, because that is where LionBlaze has left exposed. The way he is set up in net, shadowing around and looking back in field. The one place that can't get to is that top left, and so Firstkiller locks in on it. Brings the ball there. LionBlaze just threw it directly at Firstkiller, maybe hoping he would leave the center of the net. But did not work out that way, and Firstkiller in the zone. Long distance flick, and a 4-1 lead. LionBlaze, nice immediate flick. Actually couldn't see Firstkiller behind the ball, but he figured there was a good chance that a backflip challenge was coming, and he perfectly countered it. I skipped this replay, by the way. The overlay doesn't tell you who is not skipping, but somebody's staring that down, and maybe a slight bit of BM if it's LionBlaze staring it down. And maybe slight evidence of a tilt if it was Firstkiller staring it down. But like I said, I can't see who it is in my head. Firstkiller. Air dribble reset shot. He has been good on offense when he gets to these set plays. LionBlaze taking it back to his corner and then thought he had a chance to chip towards the midfield because Firstkiller was chasing him down, but he was wrong. Firstkiller connected with him, demoed him, and now sets up this flick off the ceiling. Firstkiller has shook it off. He seems ready to play now and is mechanically on points. As Lion now joined Firstkiller and Khaled as one of the only people to be in every salt mine. Well, I don't know. Maybe. It depends. If you count just making stage 2 as good enough. I guess you should. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't, but... Firstkiller. Air dribble, reset, crossbar down. Everything is working now. Everything is working now for Firstkiller. He might have had a rough start. But he's still Firstkiller, believe it or not. And it looks like he has contained the tilt to the first few minutes of Game 1. Because I say the first few minutes, of course he didn't win Game 1, but Game 1 ended with him crawling his way back. I think it was 6-1 at some point or something against him, and it finished only 6-4. So I think he was on a little bit of a momentum roll before that. He's continued it right into game number 2. LionBlaze, little catch and cut. Recognizing his defender was completely out of position. All you gotta do is turn off that ball cam so you can see the ball indicator on the ground to get the easy cut. Firstkiller double jump. Still not enough. Didn't have the boost. Stop the kickoff win of LionBlaze. LionBlaze patiently waiting. Seems to want to pull Firstkiller out of net so he can try and beat him in the midfield and then attack the net afterwards. A good idea if you've got yourself up against a defender as skilled as Firstkiller. LionBlaze got lost there in the air. It's going to be a Firstkiller walk-in. Just walking the dog to the net, and he's seemed like he was maybe for a second thinking about the goal line stop, but he actually messed that up earlier in the series today. Ended up allowing the defender to get back and make a save, so he won't toy with it this time. Firstkiller double touch. Finally, something doesn't mechanically go his way. Checking his camera to see if he can take it across his net uncontested. He sees LionBlaze is there, but he actually adjusts accordingly. Ends up playing a dribble that results in a LionBlaze demo. LionBlaze respawns. It's Firstkiller back to his corner again with a 3-goal lead. And 50 seconds, he's in no rush. As long as he holds on to the ball, he has himself in a good position. And LionBlaze is starting to be aggressive, following the play, trying to cheat up, as Firstkiller, in theory, could be taking it back. But no, he's bouncing it out into the midfield and extending the lead to 4. So 40 seconds. It's going to be 10 goals. Sorry, not 10 goals. 4 goals in 10 seconds if LionBlaze wants to tie it up. And the first 10 seconds have passed without one. That touch off the backboard. Firstkiller going to make it 10 goals in his bounce. Oh, no, he's not. LionBlaze, nice pre-flip save. If it were a different context of the game, might be more to freak out about. Firstkiller. Ground pinch. 10-5. 8 seconds left to go. Or 7:79. I forgot that the overlay shows all the way down to the decimal. GG. Firstkiller ties the series 1-1 as we head to game 3. Game number 3. Firstkiller and LionBlaze. Firstkiller on a hot streak. 10 goals in game number 2. Something tells me he has no interest in slowing down. This ball not in the easiest of positions for LionBlaze to handle. But it is still a pretty tough angle for First. He will back off, flick to the top right, and he's able to follow it in. LionBlaze tying it up immediately off the kickoff. Likes this wave dash kickoff. Knows how to counter them as well. There's a decent amount of mix-ups. Firstkiller to the backboard. Oh, LionBlaze actually got a save. What a read on the save. Firstkiller deciding too risky to use his reset. Oftentimes you can even score with just that fake and let the ball bounce. So doubles up is still a decent shot, but LionBlaze does escape himself on offense. Demo, can he get around the ball and score it in time? That's not the first touch you need. Second touch is a lot better, but can't afford to wait any time at all on those demo respawns. Lion double jump bump and has himself back in the lead. FK gets it right back. Popping the ball gracefully over the top. Firstkiller wants the power slide cut catch. LionBlaze stopping him. Opportunity for a long dribble. Firstkiller doesn't take it. Lets the ball go down to the ground instead. Wants to start from a ground to air and doesn't result in a much better dribble. Ends up giving the ball to LionBlaze, who tries to cut and go for a flick near nets. Firstkiller gets that save and another. Now Firstkiller's reset. Pre-jumped by Lion. The recovery is fast enough and the goal for LionBlaze. So it's been a bit of a back and forth as these guys played in the midfield. LionBlaze is the one who comes out on top. Firstkiller forcing this one to ceiling heights. Is up to meet it. He is so clean with these. LionBlaze actually expects it to be clean. Look at the recovery from LionBlaze. This is perfect. He knows right where that ball is headed. Into the crossbar. He knows Firstkiller is him. And he just... It feels like he got bumped, but didn't slow him down at all. Maybe even sped him up. As he recovered quickly in nets. It's the first one to pull away a little bit in this game. 2-goal lead. Wants to demo Firstkiller on the back wall. Wanted to demo Firstkiller on the back wall. Couldn't connect. Firstkiller gets the reset, but already had the pre-jump. So just lets the ball fall. Now he's got himself within 1. Smooth catch and smooth flick. Firstkiller, just like that, has tied the game. 1:25. LionBlaze, man, kickoff goals coming in like crazy. I haven't exactly seen, an insane amount of kickoff goals between these two so far in the game. But definitely a few. Some crucial ones here in game number 3. Firstkiller, oh, the pre-flip flick. He got a ton of air on it, but did not set it up for it to be on target. It's wide of the nets. Now LionBlaze flicking over the top of a predictable challenge. LionBlaze could see around the ball, saw Firstkiller coming. Now a 6-4 lead. Trying to put Firstkiller on the back foot. Forcing him to get 2 straight if he wants to bring it back. LionBlaze wants to capitalize. Now Firstkiller resets. LionBlaze with a save into the crossbar. Can he get possession back? Should be able to. He's just going to boom the ball. Interesting decision, considering he could have controlled possession late into the game and probably ended it. Firstkiller slots one in. 6-5. 23 seconds for Firstkiller to work with. Wave dash kickoff for LionBlaze. But loses the kickoff into the orange half. Firstkiller first touch. Wants the 50, and he gets it underneath Lion. And just like that, he has tied the game up. A game where I really feel like LionBlaze, you go back to that booming touch that he had on the side wall. He could have just kept it close. Probably wasted so much extra time before Firstkiller even had a possession. Now, he's going to have to beat out Firstkiller again. He's done it a bunch, though. Low 50. Firstkiller covers it. 0-second goal. Probably not going in for anybody as it hits the ground. And we are headed into overtime. Wave dash kickoff for LionBlaze, similar to the one they had right before this overtime. Firstkiller gets first possession on the back wall. Cannot bump LionBlaze. LionBlaze trying to take it away. There's the demo. Can he get this on target? It's actually not going to be the freest thing of all time if Firstkiller could respawn. Oh, Firstkiller own goaled it, but he had no choice. LionBlaze off the demo, able to secure the crucial game 3. Oh, Firstkiller even half flipped out of it. Hey, he made a good effort on the ball, but it will be GG. And LionBlaze up 2-1 in the best of 5. Game number 4, LionBlaze certainly looking to end it here and not bring the North American King of 1v1 to game 5. He's going to start with a cut past Firstkiller, one that does not feel like it's attacking the nets, and that's why Firstkiller was not around to intercept it. Firstkiller's camera was so weird, as somebody asked in the chat. It's just a replay watching bug, or I guess we're not watching replays, we're watching it live, but a spectator bug that sometimes shows like default camera settings, or maybe even closer than default camera settings, and then once like some data comes through or whatever, it catches up and it corrects it. So this is Firstkiller's actual camera settings, not what he had there a second ago. Firstkiller looking to get on the board. And he has been so good at these, but he actually just tapped it right towards LionBlaze. He got him pre-jumped, but he couldn't convert. Now he'll be able to. LionBlaze ceiling reset, actually allowed to bring the ball to the ground. I thought for sure he'd get challenged. His pinch though is off target. Firstkiller missing his landing dash. Now LionBlaze probably, looking to bait Firstkiller into diving to the left post, and he'll flick it behind him to the right. Firstkiller counterattack on the save, or after the save, the takeaway. LionBlaze thought he was going to be first to that ball. Line 50 on the dribble. Firstkiller just feels like whenever he's allowed to get a long possession, few clean consecutive touches, more often than not he's going to find a way to break you down. And here is yet another one of those situations. He's going to go for the flick, and it's going to be a goal. 4-2. Firstkiller trying to force game 5. Talked about it earlier today. Every single game matters. Obviously, Firstkiller wants to come away with the match win, but even if he was able to just get another game, might be beneficial to keep him in the playoffs. So that tiebreaker ends up being decided by games. Firstkiller. Air dribble 50 and able to tap this one away. Long shot from him, and LionBlaze throws the whoops as he own goals a little bit. Not even sure if it was on target. I want to see, because LionBlaze said whoops. Oh, he just made it an even nicer shot. I think it was going to go in. LionBlaze, kickoff goal to bring it back halfway through the game. He's down 1. Just over halfway through the game, he's tied. Dash kick off again, another good opportunity. He is going to try and power it immediately. Firstkiller pre-flips into the save. Surprised LionBlaze, didn't take that immediate air dribble. Oftentimes when you have that boost advantage, defenders forced to have very little. You just take straight to the skies and punish them for it, but LionBlaze plays it slow, and Firstkiller, who's maybe expecting the air dribble I'm talking about, when he noticed it wasn't coming, decided to turn around and backflip into it, but LionBlaze had the flick. Firstkiller wants to drop it into the top corner, can't do so. Firstkiller wants the bump. Didn't get anything. Maybe he was originally planning for a flick of some kind. Or a bump. Whatever it was, didn't find it. LionBlaze, opportunity for a long shot. Firstkiller, what a pre-jump save. That's actually insane from Firstkiller. It should have been a goal. Problem is, he has not been as clean on offense anymore. He only has a minute 12. Well, I shouldn't say only. He's got a ton of time to work it back. He's playing from behind. Oh my goodness, I don't know which pixel LionBlaze had that was separating him and Firstkiller, but he manages not to get demoed. That bounce is not favorable for Firstkiller. LionBlaze finally gets demoed. Firstkiller might not be able to get an immediate shot, though, a bit too far from the net. He's going to go for the flick instead, and LionBlaze actually forces it to the backboard. Yeah, Yan is not playing the salt mine because he does not like playing on 140 ping, which is understandable. Firstkiller, though, just won a 50 and has himself a tie game. 30 seconds. Delay kickoff from LionBlaze. Bumped into nets. Firstkiller just going to put it on target. LionBlaze actually able to save 15 boost after the initial save. We'll have to use some of that now. Firstkiller sees LionBlaze headed into the corner, so just goes there ahead of him, steals the boost. Firstkiller is going to be able to get back to this ball much quicker. LionBlaze did just enough, though. Tough situation to defend against Firstkiller. He's going to pre-flip underneath the ball. Didn't find anything, though. And this one should touch ground. We have ourselves overtime in game number 4. LionBlaze 1 goal away from beating Firstkiller. Something that I'm sure it's been a long time since he's done. If he has done. It's been a while since these two matched up, I imagine. LionBlaze recognizing that Firstkiller likely to finish that out with a bump attempt. Just leaves the ball. Thought the early challenge was coming, so he flicked to go over the top of it, but it was just a fake. So Firstkiller, can he get anything out of this possession, though? LionBlaze grabs midfield and back corner boost, so he's going to be able to start again, or maybe not, because he couldn't control the ball down off the wall. LionBlaze trying to be quick. Ooh, got the demo. We'll get the back corner boost. Firstkiller going to spawn same side, which means Firstkiller will be starved out. LionBlaze, the double jump heights. Firstkiller gets the first save. Not going to be over for him, though, as he grabs some pads, and wow, nerves of steel between both of them as they were both right next to the ball. Firstkiller able to make the save. LionBlaze grabbing 100 at the midfield, but Firstkiller has some of his own. He's going to fake a flick, actually flips underneath the ball, trying to place it away from where it seemed like it was headed. Firstkiller passed to himself off the side wall, and he will force game 5. Firstkiller never backing down, looking dire there for a couple moments, but he has not given up, and he's got one more opportunity to try and take down LionBlaze. Game 5, Firstkiller versus LionBlaze. Will Firstkiller clutch it up and begin to correct his wrongs from the first round? LionBlaze, of course, wants to do that as well. I think he was even up 2-1 in his series, and then he was 2-1 again. He was 2-up in his previous series, and he's 2-1 in this one. Has to try and make sure it doesn't slip from his fingers. LionBlaze first to score. Oh, he was up 2-0. It was even worse. In his previous series, he was up 2-0. This series, he was only up 2-1. Either way, he's not going to want the same thing to happen to him. Dropping a lead. LionBlaze demo. Catch. Can he bring this on target in time? He can. Great read of the spawn. Sees Firstkiller's on the near side. Flicks to the opposite post. I do remember LionBlaze. Yeah, you know, I mentioned it earlier that if LionBlaze had ever beat Firstkiller, I knew it was a long time ago, but the first thing that came into my head was I think he did. I think he famously beat Firstkiller. Did he not? Chat seems to remember that as well. When Firstkiller was unbeatable in just show matches, though. Firstkiller hasn't lost tournaments, I don't think. I want to say it was a show match victory, but I'm a bit under the weather today, so I cannot be held liable for any history I misremember. LionBlaze right now trying to add more to his history with a 3-0 lead, make it a 4-0 lead over Firstkiller. This is exactly where Firstkiller was on his previous series, where he had the lead and then eventually couldn't handle the smoke there in game 5. Actually forfeited with a minute left to go. LionBlaze, if he keeps up this streak right here, I think he would probably lead to another forfeit. By all means, being like a minute or so left in 8-0, but he's not going to keep up that trend. Firstkiller is going to get his first goal. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm too ill to respond to the allegations. We were going to address the allegations today, but I don't know if I have it in me, you know? Firstkiller, tree flip underneath the ball. He did so to try and make sure that he could get a bunch of air underneath the ball with the end of his play, but with the ball not headed to net, that air just contributes to the LionBlaze counterattack. LionBlaze bumped into the blue half. Firstkiller was trying to create a window to go the other way with it. Didn't work out that way. Halfway through the game, or we're approaching halfway through. Just a couple more seconds, and now we're here. It's a 4-goal lead for LionBlaze. A lot to make up for Firstkiller, but I think he's already done that earlier today, or at least he did it in game 1. He made up a fairly big deficit, but ultimately did lose. Are we in store for the same thing here in a crucial game 5? Moxie, who won the EU Salt Mine Stage 1, had a little bit of trouble at the start of the second stage. It's looking like the returning champion for North America might be running into similar troubles. LionBlaze cannot power slide cuts by the early pre-jump from Firstkiller. Firstkiller's front flip flick is saved. LionBlaze recovery not quick enough. Firstkiller just wants to force another 50 air dribble bump. No, LionBlaze around it. And every second wasting off the clock is in favor of LionBlaze. So huge defensive stands, because not only do you stop a shot, but it just is a bit slower to try and, you know, maintain a possession, look for another one. It's so much easier to score quickly when a shot goes in and you get the kickoff. You know, the time that clock is not ticking, you get to reset. The first touch momentum can be towards the net again. I mean, it's much faster time-wise, obviously, to score. So every single save, killing more and more time off the clock. Minutes and 10 seconds, 3-goal lead. LionBlaze does, though, need to try and threaten on offense. Just about nobody can withstand forever on defense, looking just to not get scored on. Nice backflip challenge. That is one way to do it. It's going to be a GG's, early GG's with a minute left to go. 4-goal lead. I think this is like almost the exact same situation in which Firstkiller called the GG's against Diaz. He's had enough, and LionBlaze will bounce back from his loss. Firstkiller, unfortunately, repeats the previous round.